A very warm welcome to each of you in our 20th episode of the Nature's Orbit Torchlight series. It is our utmost privilege and honor to have with us Ms. Sameera Satija. Ms. Sameera Satija is working in the field of waste management, sustainable lifestyle, and environmental for the past few years. In 2018, she had initiated Crockery Bank For Everyone with a thought to provide sustainable solutions and reducing the litter of single-use plastic waste. For the past 5 to 6 years, she has been making, using, teaching, promoting Bio Enzyme, which is a toxin-free, multi-purpose household product. She is Proprietor Director of Trash Zero Waste Enterprise and deals in bioenzyme-based products. She has been elected as Haryana State President Bioenzyme Council under WICCI to mentor and support the women in this domain who want to scale it up commercially. Recently, she was invited for a panel discussion from Doordarshan News and spoke about the future of bioenzymes. She is also a trainer certified by Center for Science and Environment to conduct IEC BCC activities related to solid waste management and sustainable lifestyle. She is associated with a non-profit entity Astitva as sustainability consultant, which is meant to promote repurposing and upcycling of old clothes, leftover fabric, and shredding being generated at tailoring units. So, Ms. Sameera Satija, thank you so much for being here. It was really an honor and privilege for you to be here with us. I would like to start off by asking you, um, about your journey, how it started, and about your initiative, Crockery Bank for Everyone, in terms of the work and the response you have received.
So my journey into the waste management started when I was doing a plantation activities, and I came across a landfill near to my city, and I never knew such a huge landfill existing in my city. So when I first came to know this is a landfill, it's a mountain of garbage, and it's called landfill. And honestly, I didn't know landfill term previous to that episode. And when I started to that plantation site, and I realized the plight and the misery of the villagers of that landfill. I mean, there is a village near the landfill, and the people living in that village are really going through a very tough time because of the landfill. So there was a group in Gurgaon. I connected with them, and I start looking at the ways how I reduce waste going from my home, because I really wanted to do something on my own. I mean, as a responsible citizen. And then I realized then all the what goes into the landfills. Then I realized that all the single-use plastic or the single-use items which have no market value goes into the landfills. So I mean, I started reducing my waste from my home, and I started making my home zero waste home. So zero waste home is not necessarily that you don't generate any waste, but the whatever waste you generate, it goes to the proper recycling, the vendor. So I started reducing my waste, but I then realized, I mean, I live in North India, and we see many festivals and the religious days are happening around, and people serve food to the passers-by, to the poor, and this is called bhandara in North India. And once the bhandara has happened, and normally people serve food on the roadside only, and they used to use single use crockery. And when the bhandara is finished, all the single use plastic was just lying over there, and not just lying, it was literally flying and choking the drains, the main holes, the gutters, any water body nearby. And then, I mean, obviously it's very bad for the, again it goes into the landfills, so it adds up in the landfill also. It chokes the main hole, the water bodies, and and it's very bad for the people who eat food into that, because styrofoam, it is made of the styrofoam chemical. As the name suggests, it is made with styrene chemical. So I came to know about these facts through, when I start searching about what is styrofoam, what are the alternative, other sustainable alternatives. But to my shock, I went to, to search for sustainable alternative. But to my shock, there was no sustainable alternative available in the market, not even the pattas. Those pattal, we serve food into those pattals, made of leaves. But in North India, now there were no more pattas, all the plastic, all the styrofoam. So I then realized, ki, what's the point of talking to people? What's the point of, making them aware that it is very bad for the environment, it is bad for the water bodies, it is bad for the person who is eating the food into that styrofoam, and it's very bad for the stray animals. I once myself saw a cow eating styrofoam and just choking because she was searching food, and then she, mistakenly indulges this styrofoam. So I realized, what's the point of telling them when there is no sustainable alternative available in the market? So just as a bit of doing, my bit as a citizen, responsible citizen, to do my duty, I just thought of doing something. I mean, I just can't see it that government will do something, or they will ban the plastic. I just can't bear that, sight, or, that whole thing. So I started this humble initiative called Crockery Bank For Everyone. It was a very, very humble initiative. I just want to do something on my own, from my side, for the city, for the earth, for my nation. It was very humble initiative, but the idea of keeping it free. And let me tell you a little more about this initiative. Well, it's a collection of stainless steel crockery, which anyone can take for any kind of event, be it religious or social event, any kind of event, and you don't have to pay anything. Just take the crockery, use it, wash it, and drop it back. It's free. It's free of charge for
Okay.
using the crockery. So that idea of giving that thing free, crockery, free crockery, maybe it stuck with the people, or maybe they like the idea of free. Maybe it's our Indian mentality. If we see something free, we got attracted to that, you know. So that's how people got attracted to that, and that's what my motto was, to attract more and more people, and to associate more and more people, so that they can feel that they are saving the environment, and they're saving the money as well. So I just kept it free, and it was since it was free, so many these journalists or the newspapers, print media, I mean, they somehow get to know about this initiative. There was a small story in local newspaper in Gurgaon. I live in Gurgaon. So a friend of mine, he's journalist. So when he came to know about this story, so he asked me that he wants to do that story. I said, why not? So he just do a small story in a newspaper, local newspaper. And from that, the word spread that this is an initiative, it gives crockery for free. Then the journalists came coming, all the news channels, all the media, they actually make it big. They spread the message to the wider audience. And that's why I always tell them, just ask everyone to replicate this idea. So now, uh, if I talk about the impact, now I have around 39 teams from all across the nation, from all over India. And with the collective efforts, we have been able to save around 7,80,000 single-use plastic.
Wow.
Because every time there was an interview, I used to, whenever they ask me, what is the message you want to give away? So my message was always, it still is, that please, I request everyone to replicate this idea. It's open for all. It's not mine. It is for the welfare of the earth. It is for the welfare of the environment. It's a replicable idea. Please replicate it. If you need any kind of details or my help in my guidance, I'm there to guide you. And I think till now I have been guiding at least, if not more, at least 300 or 400 people. I
Oh,
will,
good.
tell them how to make it, how to, how you can start it at your neighborhood. I mean, on daily basis, one or two people are there who need the details. So there is a FAQ now. So I have made the FAQ, and I just share that FAQ with everyone, that this is the whole setup. This is the finer details of making it. So that's how it started, and that's how it became so big.
Yeah, I mean, wonderful to hear about the journey and also how it started and your commitment. It's an exemplary commitment that you have just demonstrated. The other part is it's completely selfless. In this world of intellectual property, copyright, my idea, I did it. This world is filled with that. Corporates, and you coming forward, even in any field. Everybody, even if it's an NGO, also NGOs want to claim that I did. Actually, if you observe a lot of this.
That's true.
Yeah, so in that
That's
kind,
true.
yes, in that kind of world, if you're doing and you're openly saying in a public forum on any channel or any like this kind of a thing where people are able to see, and you're saying that you can replicate my idea. That's very a noble initiative, and I really appreciate that. We all really appreciate that. And anyone who hears this also will also get inspired that this work is such a noble work. Like you don't need to keep it to yourself. It's free for all. It's a
Yeah,
community, and together only we can create an impact.
absolutely. Absolutely. Anything related to environment shouldn't be restricted to one person or two person or maybe a group or maybe community. Earth and environment is such a big thing. We all have to contribute.
Yes.
So how I can restrict this idea up to myself? If I really am really concerned about the environment, I should ask everyone. Everyone should ask everyone to replicate the environment related activities.
And the initiatives that you have started, and you're doing so well. This Crockery Bank for Everyone, and I really wish you that you have more such initiatives that spread across all over the world, not only in India. So that's great. And also, we wanted to know what is the importance and future of bioenzymes. Can you let us know more about the Trash Zero enterprise?
Okay, so first let me talk about bioenzymes because it's my favorite subject to talk about. Bioenzyme again, it's a organic product. It's organic product. It's basically enzyme based product which you can make at your home, which can easily be made at your home, and it is a sustainable solution to most of the household cleaners, the chemical cleaners we use at our home. It
Yes.
can replace most of the household cleaners which we normally use at home. Again, the idea was again to provide a sustainable solution, the chemicals we are using in our daily lives, to reduce those chemicals from our lives, from our homes, from our ecosystem, and to reduce the plastic waste going into the landfills. Because we once when we make something at our home, of course we are not buying anything from the market, so the single use container is at least reduced. And since it is made out of your waste, so again the waste going into the landfills is reduced. So the idea and the focus is always to reduce the landfill. So
Yes.
the bioenzyme is, I mean, I started it with the point of view of reducing the waste, but when I made it, when I used it, it was mind blowing. It is a perfect replacement of all the chemical cleaners. Now it's been, I think, 5 or 6 years. Again, I started making it in, I think, 2017, before Crockery Bank. But at that time I was just using it. I was not sharing with them because I was just trying to trying to get hold of it, how to make it properly, all the pros and cons and everything. But Crockery Bank happened later on. So I started making it in 2017, and it's been now 7 or 8 years. And for the past at least 5 6 years, I have not bought any chemical cleaner from the market.
Wow.
Not any chemical cleaner from the market for the past 5 6 years. So imagine the amount of money I have saved, the amount, the volume of water, the water quality, the wastewater quality, it's being improved, and the indoor pollution. The chemical cleaners we use, they are the cause of indoor pollution. We talk about outdoor pollution every time, AQI, this thing, that thing, but we hardly talk about the indoor pollution. And all the chemical cleaners, all the chemical household we use, they are highly toxic, and they create a very toxic indoor environment, which are very bad for the children, for the bad for the pets, and for the elderly members. It's bad for everyone, but specifically for them, it's very bad to use those chemical cleaners. So bioenzyme is a beautiful, beautiful replacement for all those chemical cleaners. And the second thing which I like, which I loved about bioenzyme, it just not take care of the your chemical cleaner need of your chemical cleaners. It takes care of the wastewater quality also. It treats the water automatically.
Okay.
It bioremediates the wastewater from your bathrooms, from your kitchen. Bioenzyme takes care of that water. So imagine the bioenzyme going from your home, the water going from here, and if you're using bioenzyme, that water going from your home, it's practically cleaning the whole water system, the drains, and then the rivers, and then the oceans. So that's I loved about the bioenzyme. It's just not a replacement of your household cleaners. It takes care of the wastewater quality also. Our rivers are literally dying.
Yes.
And bioenzyme, one thing which can revive those rivers, you know, beautifully and without using any chemicals.
Wow. Okay.
They will generate the rivers, revive the rivers, rejuvenate the rivers, and it does. We have the proofs, we have the reports. So this is bioenzyme. And then the trash. Well, trash zero waste is nothing. It's a basically to make an entity to maybe take care of the taxation obligation, because GST number, you need GST number when you do any commercial activity. I, because I take a lot of workshops for the schools and the colleges, and when the payment is concerned, they need GST number. So I made trash zero waste specifically for making it a more of taxation friendly thing. But otherwise, the trash zero waste mainly gives the message. Trash is acronym. So trash is transformation through responsible and sustainable habits. That is trash.
Wow.
Transformation through responsible and sustainable habits. That is trash. So trash zero waste is basically entity to give away the message that the transformation will happen with only through our responsible and sustainable habits. So I conduct a lot of workshops under Trash Zero Waste, and the workshops mainly consist of information about what is happening around us, about the waste management, about the whole data. I mean, how much waste goes into the landfills, how much is recycled, and everything. And more than that, I normally believe in taking actions, and those practical actions. So I normally tell people how to take practical actions so that you can reduce the damage. You can, whatever damage we have done, we can just reduce some of the damage to take the practical steps. So we shouldn't be talking about big data. We shouldn't be talking about, big boardroom meetings, big things. Let's just take small and doable action, like the Crockery Bank, like the Bioenzyme.
Exactly.
So it automatically reduce the waste from the landfills, and rejuvenate your ecosystem automatically. So very, very practical steps I normally teach during my workshops to the students, to any community, any stakeholder, and they really feel very impressed that these are some steps which they can. I mean, after the workshop, normally after the workshop, they tell me these 5 or 6 actionable we are going to start from today. So imagine we are 140 crore people. So imagine 140 crore people taking at least 5 or 6 steps on daily basis. Doable.
Yeah. That's
So that's
awesome.
about
Actually, what I can get from what you said,
transformation through responsible and sustainable habits.
I mean, I never thought that trash would be so valuable. You know, like as you when you have made it that full form, it's become a very valuable concept of trash. And actually,
Yeah.
this initiative, what you said now about making it simple, so making it practical, making it simple. People want to. People get inspired when things are very simple. When it's complicated, people feel like running away. Too
Yes.
much theory and too much of gyan.
Yeah.
The more
Yeah. And people feel motivated when someone else is already doing that, so
exactly.
they don't have to make any effort, just took that thing, just copy and paste. So copy and paste is very easy, and that's why I tell them, "Ki, yeah, I have done this, now I have all the details, just copy and paste." So that makes them very uh, uh, maybe inspiring, or maybe that motivates them to take action immediately.
Yeah, because you're making it so simple. So that's the
Yeah, because copy paste is very simple.
yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah, yes. I mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's great, and uh, I really hope that as you said, 140 crore people in India, we all do this, and we all replicate the steps that
Yeah.
you're telling us about,
Yeah.
and even about the bioenzymes, it's a natural replacement to all the detergents and all the cleaning the toxic toxins. So it's a very natural replacement for that, which will in turn,
Yeah.
the more you use it, the more you're actually cleaning up the rivers. I mean,
Yes.
that,
Absolutely.
And I really want to say this, like they should replace all the detergent, completely. The more we have bioenzyme products, that they should actually wipe out all the FMCG for the good, because
Maybe with time. It's a journey. Maybe with time we will be able to do that. It's a journey. Yeah.
let the FMCGs also replace their products rather than get wiped out. We don't want to close anyone's companies, but rather let them replace the products with the bioenzyme
Yeah.
products, and then that would replace
Absolutely.
plastic also. That would be something
Yeah.
all round for them only. Like that would be great, and that in
True.
turn will be helping the consumers also.
True.
So
True. True.
great. Um, and how is your role as Haryana State President Bioenzyme Council under WICCI? Can you let us know
So
about that?
basically, it's a council made by WICCI. It's a Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I am a state president. So as a state president, already I am doing those bioenzyme activities with many communities. But as a state president, the responsibility and roles are to maybe sort of um, what do you say, to take all the stakeholders, every kind of stakeholders, be it a student, be it a housewife, be it any municipality, be it any administrative office, or maybe any self-help group, any women group, any community. Like I did the workshop with the autistic children. So any community, any group which is lacking behind. So taking all the stakeholder with us and just letting them know about the benefits of the bioenzyme and helping them in whatever way I can help, helping the government, helping the municipalities, helping the administrator to take care of the ponds. As I told you, it's very good for the rejuvenation of ponds and water bodies. So asking them to come with us and collaborate with us so that we can take care of the ponds in our city. And similarly, reaching out to the self-help groups and teaching them making bioenzymes so that we can provide them some skill development and a source of income, or a livelihood program, under livelihood program, skill development for the youth. And I mean with as I told you, with any kind of stakeholder, depending upon their role in the community, whether they can make it and use it, whether they can start it as an entrepreneur. On the government side, they should come with, I mean, they can come with us and just take care of the water rejuvenation and pond rejuvenation, this project with us. So helping every kind of community, every kind of stakeholder in whatever way we can help them, and just bringing everyone together and making use of bioenzymes. So that's a role of a Haryana state president, uh, to reaching out to every stakeholder and doing whatever way we can promote bioenzymes. And as you told, replacing detergent completely, maybe we can do that if all the stakeholders with us, and if all the stakeholders you know agree to us, yeah, bioenzyme works. So bringing them on a same page that it works and we are going to replace chemical cleaners from our home. So gradually we are doing that, taking workshops and talking to the government. We have taken some projects of water, pond rejuvenation, drain rejuvenation. We are doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to know, and also that it's all about reach out. This is one way. You have taken the ownership to reach out to people, and that's what is very important. Uh,
It both ways. They also reach out to me. They can also reach out to me.
yes,
It both ways.
it's both
But
ways.
with the government bodies, normally we have to reach out to them. But generally, in other communities, in our society, normally people know I take workshops, I take online and offline, both kind of workshops. So they reach out, and in whatever way I can help them, I do. But for the government, we reach to them and propose our thing, our intention to do the water, this pond rejuvenation or the water body rejuvenation.
Yeah, and in this kind of leadership role, it seems like you can bring about a certain structure into having the stakeholders. take actions, every kind of stakeholder take action. I think that's a very good medium for doing that. That's great. And
That's true.
also, yeah, uh, and also as a sustainability consultant, please let us know about your association with Astitva, and
Okay.
also about the NGOs and individuals who source the products made out of waste material.
Yeah. So Astitva again is an effort to reduce the waste going into the landfills. So I mostly work around those activities which eventually reduce the waste going into the landfill. So after working on the plastic, after working on the chemicals, I realized that the apparel waste, it's a huge waste going into the landfills. The clothes we wear, the fabric we generate, the fabric waste we generate, it's actually the maybe the second largest waste going into the landfills, at least in the urban landfills. So I was just thinking ki how to reduce that. And then when I started, started doing my research into the market, I realized ki pre-consumer waste. There are two type of fabrics and the fabric and the textile waste. One is pre-consumer, the other is post-consumer. So the pre-consumer is before someone uses it. So in that waste, normally the shreddings and the leftover material from any tailoring unit that falls into the pre-consumer this activity. So I started. I thought of starting with that because it was, firstly, it was easy to do. Secondly, it was the waste. The shredding waste was the waste which was immediately going into the landfill. Immediately, it came from the tailoring unit and it goes into the landfill. So I
Okay.
started tapping that. So it's a NGO called Astitv where we do the repurposing and upcycling of the pre-consumer fabric and the textile, which comes out from the tailoring unit. Normal tailoring unit, we have many tailors and the boutiques around us. So the waste generated there and in the export houses also. The leftover waste generated in the these export houses. So we collect those shreddings and we segregate those shreddings as per the size, colors, and the material of the fabric. Especially in the ladies segment, in the women's segment, there are, I mean, 50 types of fabric. 50 types of fabric is there. One is satin, sometimes it's cotton, it's silk. If 10 types of silk, 10 types of cotton, 10 types of satin. There's so many variety of fabric. So we segregate the fabric depending on the size, color, and the material, and then we make lifestyle products from those, fabrics. Decoration, the reusable decoration, the potlies. I mean, if you have to give some gifts to, your family and the friends, and you don't want to use plastic packaging, so the potlies are there, the packagings are there, the fabric, as I told you, the reusable decorations are there, fabric jewelry is there. So different kind of products are there, and normally the NGOs are very interested in buying those products because again it's a sustainable product, and if they want to gift some products to any your members or maybe their what do you call their donors, so they prefer to give sustainable gifts. So normally NGOs buy those gifts, but interestingly some parents are also shows very keen interest in buying sustainable gifts to give away on their children's birthday. Now I'm seeing this trend that parents reach out to me because they need some kind of gifts to give away to the children because they don't want to give any plastic thing or anything which is of no use in future and which will create more waste in future. So normally they come up and they ask if we need this kind of product for the birthday, and this is our our budget. And normally we make products and the gift items as per their budget. So mostly NGOs and these kind of parents who are little conscious are mindful, they come up for buying those products.
Yeah, so you had shared about the Astitva and about NGOs and individuals that also source the products made out of the waste materials who all do that, and your association with Astitva, right? Um, and I also wanted to ask you about the like uh, public figures like Gautam Gambhir and Sonu Sood. uh, have also have welcomed your initiative, right? Can you just let us know about that?
So I think Gautam Gambhir somewhere heard my interview on the FM, some FM channel. So he liked the idea, and then he contacted the FM channel guys, and then asked them to contact with me. And those guys arranged a meeting, and I mean, of course, it was an this telephonic conversation only. And then he asked he wants to do a bhandara in his constituency because he's MLA in East Delhi constituency. So he wanted to check if we can do a roadside bhandara in his constituencies to just give away the message that yeah, green bhandaras are possible. So I thought, why not? We are already doing this. We have been doing these green bhandaras, so we can do that. So he took the crockery, and then his staff, they organized this roadside bhandara and served around maybe around 1,000 people that day. And Gautam Gambhir was there. I also went there, and it was absolutely smooth, absolutely seamless. We normally it was a conception that the utensils can lost because it's a roadside bhandara, so people can take away they can just take the utensils with them, and the utensils will be lost. But too, you will be feel very surprised to know that not even a single chammach was lost that day. Maybe one spoon or maybe one spoon. And it was a big bhandara. Just one or two spoons were lost, and those were not lost. I know, and they must have went into the leftover food. So only two spoons, just two spoons were lost. And imagine the amount of single-use plastic we saved, amount and the again the landfills we have saved, and so I mean, yeah. So that's how he did the bhandara, and then it was successful. And then he bought the crockery for his rasoi. He runs a rasoi kind of thing to serve affordable food to the people, and then he bought these reusable crockery for his rasoi, because once he realized that it is workable, it works, then he bought the reusable crockery for his rasoi. Now they use stainless steel crockery.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, can you? Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, ma'am. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for sharing it, ma'am. And yeah, so which of the UN Sustainable Development goals are you most aligned with? Yeah. Now we can start again. So I will. What are the UN Sustainable Development Goals which you are most aligned with?
Okay. Yeah, obviously, I'm more aligned to the sustainable goals, which works around environment and the sustainability. So there are 17 goals, and every goal is interconnected. We cannot make a sustainable world without taking care of all the aspects. So 17 goals are very extensively covered. I mean, all the issues are covered in those 17 goals, but I mean, we have to see where we can contribute. So in terms of my contribution, I think I'm more aligned to goal number 6, which is, I think, around clean water. So clean water, and the 11th, which is sustainable cities. Of course, we need sustainable cities, and the most important 12th, responsible consumption. I'm very I am a big advocate to responsible consumption. I call it a mindful consumption, though it's responsible consumption, but I normally call it a mindful consumption. So number 12 and the number 13, climate action. I mean, it's the umbrella of all the environmental activities we do. Ultimately, we are doing everything to take care of climate reality. Now it's not a threat, it's a reality now. So mostly 6, 11, 12, and 13. Yeah, mostly these are the sustainable goals which I am aligned to, and where I can contribute into more. So otherwise, all the goals are interrelated. I mean, we cannot take care of one goal and leave the other goal. It's all interrelated. The number 3 goal, good health. So again, how can you achieve good health if there is no clean water? So everything is interconnected. But yeah, in terms of my contribution, I feel more aligned to number 6, 11, 12, and 13.
Yes, I mean, as you said, right, you have mentioned the goals at the same time, all of them are interrelated. So, when you're fulfilling the 4 or 5 goals that you have mentioned, even that will eventually spread across all the other goals as well. So
Yeah.
that's the beauty of the sustainable development goals. The focus may be
Yeah.
on you, but it eventually streams across everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
So
that's
sustainability is all about the 3 Ps. It's people, profit, and planet.
yes,
It's sustainability.
people profit and plan.
So sustainable goals are again, taking care of all these 3 Ps. So the sustainable goals are taking care of the people, the general health, women, and then the planet, environment, climate change, and the profit, the economic growth, and everything. So that's sustainability.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, people profit and plan. Absolutely.
Yeah, but we are mostly aligned to the planet wala P.
Exactly. See, the thing is, if the best part is if people and planet are taken care of, then people don't tend to realize
The
that
profit is, yeah,
profit
yeah,
is
that's the other way of,
profit is easily taken care of.
yeah,
And,
true, true.
and so, what is the message you would like to give to the youth about climate action and sustainability, and what are the consequences if the youth do not take action today?
Firstly, the message I want to give away to the youth is to apologize, to say sorry to them. We have spoiled everything for them, and now we are telling them to take action. It's our generation who spoiled everything. So my message, firstly, to them is to say sorry, to apologize that we spoiled everything. And the other message I want to give is that we are sorry. Now we have spoiled everything. Now it's not your duty, but it's your more of a need. Duty is ours, but theirs is a need. It's our duty to take care of the environment, but it's their need to take care of the environment because they are going to live longer on this earth. So it's their need, it is their requirement. Although it's our responsibility, duty lies with us, responsibility lies with us because we have spoiled everything. But for the mere fact that they are going to live longer on this earth, it is the need of the youth to take care of the environment. And it might look like just a sentence that there is no other planet, there is no other earth. But that's a fact, that's truth. Yesterday I was reading another report has come up regarding Mars, that scientists have now come up with a report that nobody can live on Mars, after 68 days. The human life on a Mars, I mean, the atmosphere of the Mars is like that. No human can last longer after 68 days. So I think it's a good news. You cannot go on Mars, you cannot live there. So you have to take care of the earth only. Now it's earth, you have to, in majburi, jise kehte hain na, you have to take care of the earth only because you cannot live on Mars also. So maybe it's your need, it's your requirement, it's your majburi, but you have to take care of the earth because there is no another earth. We have to live on this earth only. And one more message I have to give to everyone, that it's not, we are not living in a condition where we need a handful of people living zero waste, perfectly. We need all of us to doing zero waste imperfect. So as I told you, if there are 20 steps, it's not necessarily that only 20 people taking 20 steps. No, we need 140 crore people to take one step or two step or three steps or four steps. So we need everyone to live zero waste lives imperfectly. So it's the duty of the youth to contribute their bit, to take action on their part, to take care of the earth, which they have to live longer on. So I think that's the message I can give to them, starting with the apologies and then just telling them the truth that that's the only planet we have.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
So time is up.
yeah, it's very humble of you to, apologize and to everyone. But yes, actually, it's a need of the hour, and as you said, there is no we don't have any other option. We don't have any other option right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, there's no Mars
We
or
don't have planet B. We don't have any backup plan. We don't have any backup Earth.
Exactly.
We have only this earth.
Yes, yes, yes.
Backup earth nahi hai koi bhi. There is no plan B, plan C. And we don't have any planet, backup planet or something. The Mars ki bhi jo possibility thi, now it's no more a possibility because you can live there only for 68 days.
Yeah, yeah. So there is no.
So end of the day, you have, this is the earth you have, and this is the earth you have to take control of, to repair, to rejuvenate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's only one option, and this is the option where the youth have to take action, and really that's where the mistakes we have made. The youth can really take the baton it forward
They
and
can.
make it better,
They can.
make it a
In
better.
every generation, in every generation, in the previous generations also, it's the youth movement who have brought the change. So for the environment also, it's the movement led by the youth will bring the change.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's very normal. In all the generation, it's the youth who has brought any kind of change. Are you there?
Yes, actually, I'm sorry. I think there's some.
Okay. Is there any network issue at your end?
I think there seems to be some fluctuation. Yeah, but I'm sorry for that. The last thing you had said was about the you have to bring the change, right? It's a human.
Your voice is echoing, Aditya. I'm not able to hear you properly. Your voice is echo. There's some echo in your voice.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. So yeah, there seem to have been some kind of a network issue here where I am. So I'm
I
really
know. Yeah, yeah. I
very.
guess so. There is a network issue at your end. Yeah.
Yeah, there is. There is. So I'm trying to sort that out. But then I think now
Yes. No.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience. We got the message that you said in the end, and so you said about only the yes. So with this, actually, we'll end the conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would really like to thank you for your inputs and what you have shared with us in this 20th episode of the Torchlight series. And definitely, our viewers will love the comments that you have given, and will be very happy to, to implement, and will be very inspired by what you have shared with us, Ms. Sameera.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Now I can see you.
Yeah, yeah. You can see me and hear me.
Hmm. Yes,
Thank
yes.
you so much,
Yeah.
ma'am, and we look forward to more of your initiatives. And we really wish you all the best. We've got a lot of inputs from you, and we learned a lot from you. It was a very inspiring journey that you have shared.
Yeah.
And really, we wish you all the best. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much for
Thank you
being.
so much. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night. Take care.